Hello and welcome to 5-Year Club video number 109, the true cost of a concert. If you know me, or maybe if you've been paying attention to my channel for a long time, you will know that I love music and I lust after a set of, I guess it's only a pair of speakers that are like $36,000. Oh, that's like my Ferrari. And to give you an idea, I guess, of how much I love music, I was going to outline, played clarinet in high school at I think I was one of the top 10 in the state by the time I graduated. I own an acoustic guitar, an electric guitar, bunch of ocarinas. I've got 5 different headphone amps, professional headphones, got a pair here and I got a pair at work. Also 2 surround sound systems, one of which is 7.2 channels. That means I've got 2 subwoofers in a 1-bedroom condo connected to other condos, so I can't actually use it. And then I have these 2 ridiculous PA speakers with stands and a mixer and a 2,000 watt gas powered generator, so that once a year, in theory, I could take it out to the desert and rock out, even though I have not done that in years because I would actually need to clean out the gas lines on the generator, and I'm lazy. So that really sounded like a good idea in my 20s. Not so much today, given what I know about what is practical. And let's scroll down a little bit. So this is like roughly what the headphone stack at work looks like. And then I have, these at home, right? This one's actually broken, the one on top. And that's the thing when you buy stuff, is that it breaks, then it's useless, but you still have it around. And so now I have the option of either getting rid of it, in which case my money is just down the toilet, or repairing it, in which case my money is down the toilet. This bottom piece is still good. This bottom piece is actually a power supply, but I would need to spend about $50 on some custom cables in order to use it. So again, the more stuff you acquire, the more spending that you have to do in order to keep it going. And yeah, so that's the headphone stack. I think it's about $2,000 here. I think these speakers are about $1,300. I know the clarinet was about $2,000. I think that a new clarinet like that was more like $3,000. I even have a little miniature set of this same stack that I use, and that's part of the 5. And then these are the headphones I got at work, the excellent Sennheiser HD650s. You can get them for $200 on Mass Drop, which is a good deal. Since I listen to music for like 6 to 8 hours a day, $200 headphones, for something I'm going to use for, I don't know, I've had them for like 5 years. Not a terrible purchase. And of course, there is always more to be spent in the world of audio. And if I was a younger version of myself, I would probably lust after some of these $4,000 Odyssey LCD4s. But I have stuff to do with my life, people. And so while I can enjoy all the stuff that I bought years ago, I am not in the market for audio upgrades. But that doesn't mean that I do not love music, and it doesn't mean that I'm never going to spend any money on music. So my friend asked me if I wanted to go to this Carpenter Britt concert, because I think I had sent him a video of it a few years ago. And I was like, wow, that does sound good. And looked up the cost, and tickets were only $25. So I was like, all right, let's do it. I've been a hermit for a while, so it's time to de-hermit. And they had an excellent opener. I want to play some of this music for you, see if I can get this working. This opener is Jean, I don't know, I think they're French. And they were quite excellent. The only video I could find of them live, because I think that their live performance is actually better than the recorded stuff, was from 2011. But I believe this only has a guitarist and a drummer. And they now have somebody on synths also, which is like, they're even better now than this video. But I think this video is pretty good, so let's watch it, and hopefully the mixer will pick it up. Yeah, I could keep playing that forever, but we have to move on. So that was the opener. I thought they were excellent, and I am likely going to buy that album because that will definitely be something I want to listen to for work. And this was the main attraction. This is something I took with my phone, a little video I took with my phone. So audio quality isn't the best, but I think you'll get a little idea of what's going on. Yeah, so that was a little bit, tiny slice of that concert. Just a really fun concert. I actually liked it more than I thought I would. And whenever these opener bands are good and you've never heard of them, it's like a gift because it's like, hey, here's this really cool small French band that you never knew. You can go look them up. They'll provide you with hours of entertainment. So yeah, here are some other. These are available on YouTube. I'm going to link all this stuff in the description so you can rock out to the same kind of, what is this, like metal slash electro or techno or something like that? I don't know what the genres are called. Who cares? They had some really funny videos. They actually took some 1980s horror film clips and played them in the background, and then somebody on Reddit posted what the horror movies were. And so now I get to even like go look up those obscure bad 1980s horror movies and yeah, so just really, really fun. Really enjoyed it. And since this is 5-Year Club, we're going to talk about the money side. We're going to talk about the money side because even though that ticket was advertised at $25, Lewis did not spend $25 on this concert. What did he spend? Let's dig into it. All right, so $25 for a general admission ticket, totally reasonable. But then when you go to check out, you find that they have a $9.73 convenience fee for buying online. And guess what? Buying online is the only way to buy. So that ticket's actually more like a $35 ticket, but you don't know until checkout. And that's how these systems work. I think one of the ticket companies was actually sued for this kind of behavior. The concert was in San Francisco, and so the plan was to meet up in Millbrae, where my friend lives, and then take public transit up to the city. I could take Caltrain up there from the condo, but I worry about what time the concert's going to end, because these things tend to run late, and I don't want to be stranded up there, so instead I drive. Thinking about going to the concert, I was like, I'm looking a little scraggly these days, a little homeless, so I better get a haircut and be respectable in public. And, obviously I need to get a haircut and be respectable in public in general, but I likely could have delayed that haircut by another week if I had not had that social pressure to do it. So instead of my haircut lasting 6 weeks, it only lasted 5. So, we take like $4.16 of less money that I got out of that haircut because of the social pressure to upgrade to the next haircut. Went to Safeway after the haircut to get some earplugs because my earplugs were packed up somewhere for Burning Man. And when you get a lot of stuff, you end up just buying more stuff because you can't find your old stuff because you didn't consider the opportunity cost of getting more stuff and not being able to find it. That is why I have 2 copies of Arnold Schwarzenegger's Encyclopedia of Modern Bodybuilding. Oh, you can see it's working, right? Like this is how you're supposed to use it. Oh, if I had 2 copies and I tried to find it earlier, I still couldn't find it. It's in one of those black and yellow boxes in my kitchen. Then I could work out more efficiently. But yeah, so spent even more money on earplugs because I couldn't find my old ones. And let's revisit this travel situation a bit. So 41 miles, according to Google Maps, to get to the parking garage in Millbrae where we would meet. That'd be a total of 82 miles driving, of course. This does not account for the rage circling that I did while looking for the parking garage, because the address brought me to the Caltrain Museum parking lot, which cost $5.50, and there's a cat flying through the air. Oh, and I'm not going to pay $5.50 when my friend tells me the parking garage is free. So, yeah, I eventually did find the parking garage, but let's just pretend that 82 miles is it. I know from my record keeping that my car will do about 31.5 commuting up to up the peninsula on average. So based on my last gas bill, because I record that stuff, it was about $10 to get there and back in my car. And the other thing about Millbrae is they have these lovely cameras on their traffic lights, and if they determine that you have run a red light, maybe by getting into the intersection on a yellow, they're going to hit you with a $500 love note in the mail, and then you're also going to have to spend time going through traffic school. So I was very, very careful while driving through Millbrae, but I recognize from my time living in San Francisco that eventually in these areas where they have really strict traffic laws and enforcement, you are going to get hit sooner or later. I think I had 2 or 3 parking tickets in San Francisco just in the 2 months or 3 months that I had a car and was also living there. So my friend picked me up from the parking garage. Instead of taking public transit, we just drove to his old neighborhood, and then we took an Uber to the venue, and then an Uber back to his old neighborhood, and then went back to the parking garage, and then I went home. All right, and part of my preparation for this trip was remembering how outrageous beer prices are at these concert venues. I brought a mini of Jameson, and naturally there was a big sign next to that line that said that anyone found with alcohol in the line would be kicked out, and they also had a metal detector search for weapons. Smartly, I had brought my knife, like my normal pocket knife, and so I'm going through this metal detector with a mini of Jameson in my back pocket and a pocket knife, thinking like, oh no. So what I did is they require you to put your keys and your phone in like a little tray and then give it to the guy. And so I just put my keys, my phone, and this knife in the tray, and then went through the metal detector, which beeped, apparently, from something, my belt or whatever it was. Of course, it beeped for practically everybody. And the guy hands me the tray back, and I get my knife back, and I get my phone back, and my Jameson is intact, and all went well because I didn't freak out, even though internally I was freaking out. And sometimes, guys, that's the way that life goes. So I went inside and discovered, after talking to the guy at the bar, that beers were $12. F that. So let's add all this stuff up. We got a $25 ticket, $9.73 convenience fee, $10 gas to get up in San Francisco and back. My share of the Uber is probably around $5, still waiting on a final figure there. $4.10 for that Jameson Mini. That's like $3.79 at Bevmo, plus, the lovely Santa Clara sales tax. $4.16 because I upgraded my haircut a bit early. $6.48 for a whole bunch of earplugs that I'm not going to use for another several months. And we have to total is $64.47. And that is without the beer. And if I had, with the beer, it's going to be more like 76. And if I had decided to eat dinner, which would be a very normal thing, going out to a concert, to go with your friends to dinner, it's definitely going to hit the $100 mark or above due to the sales tax and the, health insurance 5% premium that San Francisco gifts its residents with. And finally, sooner or later, Millbrae's going to hit you up with one of those lovely $500 red light tickets. So you could be exceeding $600 for this concert experience. And, this isn't the first time that I've tried to price out the cost of going up to San Francisco, and I've kind of concluded over time that it's impossible when you consider all the different factors to spend any time in San Francisco without spending at least $50. And so now I've done the calculation on this concert, which on the surface, $25 concert, and I tried to be very efficient and frugal otherwise, I still exceeded the $50 mark going up to the concert. And I don't regret it one bit. It was an excellent concert, and I loved it. And my right ear is still ringing because I had one of my ear plugs in like only about halfway, but not facing the speakers. But it was still too loud. Bummer. But man, yeah, it was I'm still like, yeah, that was a great concert. It's the morning after. But it is very important for us to realize what the actual cost of our choices is. And you don't have to do it for absolutely everything in your life. That's neurotic. But it is a good exercise to occasionally pick something out of your month, pick a single vacation, and just go into a forensic deep dive, not only on what the obvious costs are, like, the hotel bill that you get, but also spending that you would not have otherwise done except that you were preparing for this experience or this trip or whatever it was. And the goal of this is not to have you spend no money and not go on any trips or anything. It's not like, oh, I want you to scare yourself into never going out and never enjoying anything. That's not the point at all. The point is that when we look at all this spending that's been done, we can find spending where we're like, oh, that was not a good dollar value. I didn't get enough long-term happiness per dollar per memory that I spent. And so the next time that I go to a concert, I'm going to change these 3 things. Or, I don't know, maybe you'll go to a venue and then you'll just decide, like, I can't hear inside that venue. It's not worth it. I gotta say, for some music types, the concerts now are so loud that I don't even enjoy it. I would rather listen to it on headphones because I can't even hear what's going on with the music, and that's sad. That's bad. But it's just a fact. All right. So true cost of a concert, it's not $25, it is $65-ish, up to $600, depending upon the outcomes of different choices that are also made around the event. And this is really common. So yeah, please check out the links if you are interested in this kind of music, if you liked what you sounded. I just think it's fun, so I'm happy to share it. And man, I probably need to sell these. Oh, but they look so amazing. But I can't run a club out of my condo. All right, that's it for 5-Year Club video number 109. Hope you enjoyed it, and enjoy the rest of your day.